Hello, friends. I'd like to take a few minutes today and talk about something I know has appeared on my video blogs in the past. I'm not sure if I've done it on this platform while being with the neighboring movement, but I know it's been a while in any case. And that is quite simply the phenomenon of being native to space, and more specifically, how it is rare for a person with a physical or developmental disability or any sort of bodily or embodiment difference to feel native to a space or have a space organized in such a way where they are completely native and um, don't have to go through what I describe as the stress or the relationship of always having to be prepared to navigate around a space or to interpret a space to make existing in a certain area as easy or as complementary to the disability or their disability or condition as possible. And as a advocate and pastor to the disabled community, the way this hits me most closely at home is in the way that churches' physical space are often set up to um, maybe either hopefully unintentionally, but sometimes very severely and profusely isolate or shunt someone with a physical or developmental difference to the side. And one of this is something that my wife and I work in the Julian way a lot when I do church assessment work is helping churches find out a way to open up that space and allow persons with disabilities to feel not just included but integrated and more quote unquote at home or native in a space. But I want to draw our attention to one of our favorite quotes. It's from a worship scholar and practitioner by the name of James White, and he says that the space always wins. And the way we interpret this at the Julian way is that what your space says and how it's organized and how easy it is for folks with various forms of disability to move around in says a lot about who you are as a worshiping community and what you think is important to either be in leadership in that community or access the sacred. And that has to do with the altar and the ease of getting up to the chancel for disabled folks to preach, which is something I work on every day of my life, and encouraging churches that until a disabled person like myself has the ability to climb to or reach those perceived positions of physical authority like a chancel or an altar area, that says a lot about who you expect to be the shepherd of your community. But it's also about what you do with sight lines for pew cutouts and where you position folks with disabilities uh, in your space physically. How aware are you of noise sensitivities for those on the autism spectrum, and what kind of rooms or spaces do you have that connect folks to the service and to the sacred, but allow them to experience worship in a way that is comfortable for them from a sensory perspective? So all of these things tell us about what we value in a person and what we think is important for somebody to connect to the sacred. So if you're able-bodied and in church and you haven't thought about this before, I urge you to look around your space next time you're in worship and take account. How do you think somebody with autism spectrum sensitivity was going to react to your worship? Or where are your folks in wheelchairs or other devices positioned in the service? If they're there at all, is your chancel or your stage area accessible? Because this stuff really matters and is really important to those with disabilities, but really also really important to just being a part of the kingdom of God, period. This is actually a part of a series of blogs I hope to do in the next few weeks about what does it mean for those in the disabled community to have a worship space of their own and a worship space where they feel completely native and completely understood. And is that something that's worth exploring? There's good work being done there, and I want to sort of take my audience along for the ride. So next week, when I blog, that's what I'm going to explore in further detail. Thanks, guys. Lots of love to you, and hang in there. All right, bye-bye.